Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, I am working on a jacket that I'm making that has daisies embroidered, embellished all over it. It's just the cutest. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. Earlier this year, I decided I was going to do a movie each month. That was going to be the theme for each month. Then I sort of left it off for a few months. But then in September, I'm like, okay, I'll do You've Got Mail. And the main character, her favourite flowers are daisies. So I was like, okay, I'll do the daisies. And then I didn't have time to do the daisy jacket, but I still want to do it. So after I tried making this jacket here, which was just a mock-up from a Simplicity jacket pattern, I like this jacket. I made this a few weeks ago, but I want to change the cuffs. I want to change the neckline. I want the jacket to be a little bit shorter because I'm short-waisted. And on the back, it's because I've cropped it up and done that sort of curve at the back, you don't need as much ease in the back. So I wanted to sort of take out this triangle of fabric as well. So I redrafted the pattern pieces and then I set them aside and I worked on the Burda 6123. This is what I did last week. I finally used that picnic blanket looking or picnic tablecloth looking tweed in pink and white, and I made the Burda 6123 out of that. And then I also beaded that in pink and all different pinks and reds. Got the most delightful triangle of flowers on the back. Anyway, and that's what I guess made me think of the daisies again. So here we are with the daisy fabric. It's a quilting cotton and I just thought it was really cute. Like I love the little aqua and the pale blue and the grey. She wears a grey outfit at the end. That's why I got this one, because it's a quilting fabric. It comes in different colours. So yeah, I got this one, and then I've got some sequins and beads out because I enjoyed doing the pink and red and white one so much. I was like, okay, I'll do another sequin one. And I've got these white flower sequins that look like little flowers. Well, they're sort of a mauvey white, not a true white, but, you know, they're white enough to be white for other people. I do love those blue love heart, aqua blue love hearts beads, but I really don't have enough of them to do a whole jacket. So I got them out, but I don't really have enough. So I think I'll go with the daisies, and I've got some yellow daisies and I've got some white ones. I've thought about mixing them, but it looks more like a jonquil or a tiny little daffodil. And if you just have the whitish one with a mustard or a gold bead, then that looks more like a daisy to me. So I sort of played around with having a colourful sequin underneath and then clear beads, and then and I also had these sort of weird coin ones, Roman coins, larger sequins. So I thought I'd put them underneath, and that way it sort of brings out the aqua blue in the quilting cotton. And then I did think about adding strings of bead down there. So I've done a couple of samples and I do like them, but I don't know. At this point, I decide that I like them enough to dump out the little bag of sequins I have and sort out all the yellow ones and because it was a bag of mixed sequins, so I sorted out everything else I've got large enough amounts of it. But these ones here, I don't have enough of the yellow sequins to just do yellow. I don't have enough white to just do white. And I don't have enough blue to just do blue. So I was like, okay, well, the white I can potentially use in something else. The brown I'm definitely going to use on a tweed. Ditto the purple. So I decided the yellow and the yellow I want to use on a floral jacket, I think. But anyway, I got them out for this and the blue. And this is me just throwing a scrap of tweed in there. But yeah, the brown ones I'm probably going to use on a tweed. So anyway, this is me just sorting them out. I didn't end up using these, but it is good to have them sorted into colours. Because when you buy a bag of mixed sequins, it's usually cheaper because it's like everything that they had that spilled off, and they just sort of round it up and sell off those bags. Sometimes I buy them. Anyway, so I finally thought I'd decided what I was going to do for the beading. So now it's time to stop procrastinating and to make the actual jacket. So I've got the pattern pieces cut out in the quilting cotton, and obviously you have to pre-wash your quilting cotton, and then the structural layer, and then I've got this other slightly darker fabric which looks much darker in the footage. That is going to be the lining, and I'm trying a new different way here. Instead of making the outer jacket and then the lining completely separately, I'm going to make them both and sew them together at the neckline and down the front center, but leave the rest undone, and that way I'll have less hand sewing to do in the end. So I'm just going to try it and see if this works. So this jacket pattern, it's got front left, front right, back, and then you sew them together at the shoulders, and then you sew on the two sleeves, and then you have to do all this hand stitch down all the seam allowance. And then once that was done, I sewed the lining and the outer jacket together, as I said, just along the front, around the neckline, and then back down the other front, and that's it. And then I clip the curve, clip the corners, and then clip the curve so that when you turn it out and pin it and top stitch it, it'll all sit right. So this is me just showing you all I've carefully clipped the curves so that now I can just turn the whole jacket in the correct way. And I'll still have to do more hand stitching before I can start doing the beading. But this way, once I've done all the prep work, here it is. I finally did all that top stitching around the neck and down the fronts. So you can see that they're stitched together. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do around the neckline and the center front when I'm applying the beading or embellishment. But in the end, it will be much easier and there'll be nice straight lines. So as you can see, I've also gone around and hand stitched up all the hems. So basically now all I have to do is the beading. And once the beading is finished, I'll hand stitch the sides and the undersleeves together, and it will all be done. So it's less to do after the beading is finished, because once you finish the beading, you're like, yay! But then you've got all this boring, structural sewing to do. So this is me just trying to do most of that beforehand. Now I get the fun bit, which is all the beading. As you can see, I decided not to do the strings of beads because I'm a little bit of a klutz. So this will just be a safer jacket. It's sort of baggy, and I'm not used to wearing an embellished jacket that's baggy. So I just want to be on the safe side for this one. If it was a Chanel style fitted jacket, then I'm quite comfortable doing extremely delicate beading on those ones because I know how to wear them. Whereas this is more like, it's more of a casual piece. I really don't wear casual. Anyway, so I just thought this would be safer for me just until I get used to wearing this. It's a lighter weight and it's also got more ease, so it's a lot baggier and boxier. So I just want to wear one like this with relatively simple beading before I get too experimental. Anyway, speaking of, so I started out just doing ones where it was aqua coin, couple of seed bead, then 2 daisies, then a seed bead anchoring it. But then I got a bit bored. See, that's the regular beading on the back. And now I've added sort of about twice as many daisies in there as well. So, this is the standard beading. And I just felt like maybe that wasn't enough because it wasn't enough weight. But also I felt visually it might not be enough. And so I went back and added more daisy ones. But the problem is now you can't actually see any daisy prints on the fabric. I actually like that. And I don't care whether you can see the fabric or not. For me, the fabric that I use in making a jacket informs the design. So that's its job. So if you can't see it after the design is done, then I'm okay with that. But yeah, so that's where we are at the moment, and I've still got loads to go. So I will keep beading, and I was just stopping for lunch, so I thought I'd do this part of the editing. So yeah, but I'm really liking it. Okay, my lunch break is really over now. I'm going back doing more work. I'll leave this for now. It's so pretty though, isn't it? It's just so pretty. Honestly, I am so easily amused. Well, I only had time in the end to bead half the jacket, but it looks fabulous. It's just so... Sorry about the color grading on this video. I think it's a combination of the color of the fabric, the fact that it's been a little bit gloomy, and also, yeah, like the fabric is sort of grey, but it's got a structural layer that's neon yellow. So the camera can't quite decide if it's parchment coloured or something. I've colour corrected the second, like from now on, but for that first part of the footage, Anyway, so I've got it up on the mannequin. As you can see, half the jacket is done, half of it is not done. And it makes such an incredible difference. Like, it's just amazing. I mean, I love this. This is me just walking into the chair. Sorry about that. But it just looks so amazing when it's beaded, doesn't it? It looks like formal wear, whereas the other one looks like something you'd wear to a garden party or just over jeans and a t-shirt. I love them both, but oh my gosh, this beading is just amazing. It's a lot less complicated to do this particular type of beading compared to the pink and white tweed jacket, because that had 4 different types of beading on the one jacket. So it took because this one is it's much more simple. It might not look it, but it's much more simple type of beading, because you're doing the exact same beading, like one after one after one. So it's much easier. This is me just giving you a 360. And oh my gosh, I love this beading so much. But yeah, it's gonna take a bit more time before it's finished. And I like this pattern too. In a minute I'll get the other version of this jacket. It's Jacket A from that Simplicity one, and I made a few changes before I made the reversible cotton one, and then I made a few more changes before I made this jacket here. And I think I'm going to make a couple more changes before I make the lobster one, which is the next jacket I'm going to make in this pattern. So it's just amazing, the difference. It's absolutely amazing. I love this. Now I kind of want to buy 4 more yards of fabric to make a vintage dress and then wear this jacket over the top. So if you know, you'll know that the jacket is exactly the same base fabric as the dress. But yeah, because this is so cute. It's like 1,000 times cuter than I hoped it would be. I wish I had more of these. I think I'm going to use up all the daisy sequins on this jacket. Now I kind of wish I had more, but it will be good to use them up. Don't get me wrong. Oh my gosh, my bead collection is just ridiculous. I feel like I am using up a lot of beads, but I just have bought way too many beads in my life. But yeah, I feel like I'm doing a good job using them up. I'm working through them. Anyway, so on the left is the last version of that Simplicity Jacket A, and on the right is the current version. So as I said, I like the neckline, but the front center, I feel like they overlap a little bit, which, yeah. The sleeves, I shorten them a tiny bit. I think I'll lengthen the outside and shorten the side next to your hip, just the tiniest amount. This is me showing you how they overlap if you sit the jacket a certain way. I prefer to sit it, to have the fronts open a little bit instead of like wear it so that it's a little more relaxed. But if you wore it formally, they would be a little bit crossed over, which I don't like. So I'll change the way I've drafted the pattern before I make the next one. And the back, I think there's still a little bit too much ease in the back, but I'll have to bead the whole of the jacket first before I can make any alterations to the back. But all up, I'm really happy with delighted with the way that this is coming along. So obviously I've still got loads more beading to do, but oh my gosh, I love this daisy jacket. It's adorable. Can you imagine, like, you could have a wedding dress with just the white daisies on it, and then for this, you know, where people have the going away outfits, you could have that as your in aqua and white as your going away outfit. That would be so cute. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, even though I've only half finished the jacket yet again, because, you know, there's only so many hours in the day. But yeah, I think by the end of this month, I will, which is only a few days away, I will be able to finish the rest of the jacket. That's the good thing about making bolero jackets. They're so tiny and so cropped that, yeah, I think I'm going to be able to finish this one by the end of the month. And oh my gosh, these daisies are just adorable. Anyway, thanks again for watching and happy sewing.